Good morning, gang. Happy Monday morning. Okay, interesting weekend, huh? Do you see how it's all coming together? How we're being subtly prepared for World War III, for martial law? Let's take a look at just what's happened over the last week or so. Okay. We all know about the 1,000 National Guard troops and state troopers that were being stationed in the subways in New York City. I mean, imagine having your purse or your laptop bag searched by a soldier carrying an M4 or an M16 just because you want to go to work. Okay. That all isn't about stopping violence at all. Okay. It's basically about getting you accustomed to military presence and military checkpoints. That's what that's really about, okay? I'm sure you've heard by now about the Army voluntarily recalling retirees. They announced this over the weekend, that supposedly they have such a manpower shortage that they're going to ask retirees to come out of retirement and go back on active duty. Heard this? Okay. Just to give you an idea, the Army wasn't the first one to do this. The Air Force did it in January. Okay. The Air Force is primarily looking for pilots and flight crew personnel to return, while the Army is primarily looking for technology personnel and people with command experience. Officers ranked from captain to lieutenant colonel, and enlisted ranked staff sergeant and up. Okay. They want leadership personnel. They want training personnel. Okay. In the memo released by the Department of Defense, they even specify that this will only be stateside deployments, and the only way these retirees would see combat duty is if their units were deployed. Interesting. Okay. So the question comes up as to why. Why are these things going on? What's actually the reason behind it? Because what we're being told is bullshit. Always is. Okay. That's just how politicians operate. If their mouth is moving, they're lying. Okay. Well, there's multiple scenarios playing out right now that the MSM, the mainstream media, does not report. But if you dig deep enough, you'll find the information. And of course, I'll link it below so you guys can read it for yourself. Now let's start with the first one, what happened in Russia over the weekend. And there's all sorts of rumors out there that obviously can't be confirmed, okay? But you start thinking logically, something we like to do on this channel. That the CIA was involved in plotting the terrorist attack, okay, on the concert hall there in Moscow. Now, maybe, it's a big maybe, but it's still plausible, okay? Sure, the 11 men that were captured were all from Tajikistan and reportedly trying to escape into Ukraine, okay? But if they're trying to escape into Ukraine, remind me again who's running that war. I'll give you a big hint. It ain't Zelensky, okay? If the U.S. is trying to provoke Russia into using nuclear weapons, that gives the Democrats, who are on the verge of getting obliterated in November, something to campaign on, okay? And don't forget, Biden's insistent on being a wartime president, okay? He sees himself as the second coming of FDR, right? Don't forget, 2 weeks ago, remember this, okay? 2 weeks ago, U.S. intelligence warned Americans in Moscow that a terrorist threat was imminent and to avoid large gatherings. Right? Okay. It was made public. So Russia knew about this. How much did we contribute to it? Speculation, but again, puzzle pieces. So now, while that's only a rumor, let's look at other things that are going on that are verifiable facts, okay? Over the weekend, Taiwan officially confirmed the presence of U.S. troops stationed on the islands in the Taiwan Strait permanently. Okay? A development that could further escalate mounting tensions with China. We have troops on the Kinmen and Penghu Islands. The first U.S. Army, 1st Special Forces Group, is now permanently stationed at bases of the 101st Amphibious Reconnaissance Battalion, which is the Taiwanese Special Operations Force. And those are located on the outlying counties of Penghu and Kinmen. Okay? Just to give you a quick idea here. Kinmen is an island that's just over 1 mile from the Chinese shores. The island of Taiwan's 100 miles away. Kinmen's 1. Okay? It's no secret that China's going to eventually invade Taiwan, and it's no secret that China's majorly pissed that the U.S. is interfering with this. Okay? So then you get to think, what military personnel would be best for the U.S. to have available if China invaded Taiwan? Pilots come to mind, right? Okay. Then let's look domestically. Okay, we've already covered Russia, China. Okay, the 2 biggest adversaries we have. Let's look domestically. Over the weekend, Bill Hagerty, my senator, one of my senators here in Tennessee, okay, introduced a bill in the Senate to forbid U.S. tax dollars from ever being used to pay for charter flights to bring illegals into the United States. Now, in 2023, we know that we, the taxpayer, paid for 320,000 illegals to be brought here on charter flights. And guess what happened to Hagerty's bill in the middle of the night when Chuck Schumer brought it up? Okay. Every single Democrat senator voted against the bill. Therefore, it failed. Okay. So therefore, we'll still use U.S. tax dollars to pay to bring illegals in. No more caravans coming up through the Darien Gap and marching along. No, we'll make it easy for them. We'll just send a plane and pick you up. Okay? Then we can take a look at the other one. How about Michigan? Michiganders, how's Gretchen using your tax dollars? Okay? Yesterday it was announced that Michigan is now going to pay $500 a month to people that house illegals in their homes. Okay? Guess where that comes from? Tax dollars. Question. How long would it take somebody, a thief, that you gave permission to come into your house, how long would it take them to steal $500 worth of stuff from you? Grab a phone, a laptop, a TV, some jewelry, maybe a gun. Yeah, they use those in Michigan. Okay. And what do you get for your troubles? Oh, you get a police report. Your insurance rates go up. Okay. And maybe if you're lucky, you get an apology from the state going, oh, we're sorry. We thought they were good people. Right. Okay. So what'll be the response? Well, maybe we need to increase the police presence to keep crime down. And all of a sudden the Army seems like a good resource. And looky there, we just brought back a whole bunch of trained personnel who are even training more people. What do you want to bet that with all these proposals to make illegals cops, that they start making illegal soldiers too, with the promise of a green card in return? Just what we need. Military-trained people who hate Americans. Cool. Now, I'm not trying to fearmonger or anything like that or start any sort of conspiracy theory, mind you. Okay, just giving you this. I'm just putting puzzle pieces together in the most logical way. You know, Occam's razor. You know, the most simple explanation is usually the correct one. We've all heard that. Okay. It's been Joe's game plan the whole time he's been in the White House. Cause a problem and then try to take credit for fixing it. Right? Okay? Use inflation as one obvious example. Democrat policies drove inflation to 9% in the summer of 2022. Try to say that. Okay. And then for the last 18 months, of course, Joe has been out here going, look, I brought inflation down. I brought inflation down. Right. Still higher than it was when Trump was president, but it's beside the point. Okay. It's a lie, but the sheep will believe him. Okay. It's the same scenario here. Do whatever you can to antagonize Russia, threaten China, bring the criminal element into our country, and then implement totalitarian tactics to solve the problem. Get us into a war or two, implement martial law, confiscate guns, prevent the people from fighting back, starve them out, make them subservient, shred the Constitution, cancel the elections, and declare yourself dictator. If you can't see it, wake up. Now, to completely take a left turn here, if you've stayed this far, there's going to be a live stream tomorrow night. As you can tell, I'm finally feeling a little bit better, a little bit of fire in my voice again. And we're going to be having another giveaway to celebrate, if you will, be coming back, actually, 2. Okay. Elliott and Wellbots have extended the sale on the Lion Cooler that I've showed you guys a couple of times, okay, giving us 50% off, and we're going to give away 2 of them tomorrow night. Rules are the same as always. You got to live in the contiguous U.S., and you must make a comment below this video, primary comments only as usual, with the state in which you live and your prediction on who's going to win the men's NCAA tournament. If you don't follow it, like I don't, go look it up, okay? Make sure your pick is still alive. Make sure they made it to the Sweet 16, okay? I'll check. It's got to be a valid entry. I'm going to make you work for it. We'll draw it tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Eastern, okay? It's a must be present to win, as always. As usual, the persons whose name is drawn will have 3 minutes to respond and acknowledge their presence. Just one thing I'll say, and I've said it many times, don't forget to make sure your names match what the comment is and how you show up in the live stream. I'm not going to look for Mary Jones 1 and Porcupine Prepper is the name I pulled. And Porcupine Prepper says, I'm Mary Jones. Doesn't matter. Doesn't match. Moving on to the next one. Said it every time. Ain't changing. Okay. That's on you too. But that's it, guys. Pay attention to what is going on. We're being snowed. Y'all know that. I mean, governments lie to the people all the time. They're trying to slip this all under the radar so we don't notice until it's too late. Make sure you got everything taken care of, because we're going to wake up one morning and go, holy crap, Russia nuked Ukraine. Holy crap, we're in a war with China. Where you're going to drive down the street and there's going to be some soldiers standing there going, stop, where are you going? You don't have authorization to go to the grocery store. And then at that point, you're going to go, thank God, I got everything I need at home already. Pinball out.